Hi, Dan from DJMoore Lofts, and today I've got another little treat for you. So we're going to do a breakdown of all the costs on this Velux conversion that we're stood in front of. So this house is probably around 4 to 5 years old on a relatively new development on the outskirts of Bedford. The client was really keen to utilise the existing roof space, so they weren't a fan of the dormers and stuff like that, so we were utilising the existing space up there. So it's a little bit tight in areas, but we've had to come up with some creative solutions to get around that. But overall, it's a fantastic space up there, and we've been able to create a guest bedroom, a lovely landing cupboard, a nice little gaming room / office, as well as a nice ensuite as well. But let's jump up there, let's take a little look. We'll give you a little walk around, show you what we've got up there, and then we'll jump back over to the office. So stay tuned, and then we can run through all the breakdown of the costs. Let's go. So now into the property, we've got the staircase leading up and over the existing. For us to utilise this, or be able to do this, sorry, we've had to nick a little bit of space off this one of these bedrooms. Originally the wall was here, or the door was here, and then the wall. So we've lost a little space off this front box bedroom. But what that's enabled us to do is get the stairs up and over the existing, and we can lead up there now. So let's go show you. So walking up this set of stairs, we've got a lovely Velux up and over above us at the minute, so an MK06. We've got a wall controlled unit down there, so it's actually an electric blind that we've been able to put in here, so a solar blind, so the client can close all the blinds to keep the heat out in the summer months, but also help make it nice and dark for anyone that's staying up here. We'll start with the master bedroom. So walking into the guest room now, so this is the main bedroom of the space. This is the biggest space that we've got here. Nicely set up for a guest bedroom, could even be used as a master if you wanted, but this family's existing master room is actually quite a nice size space. But you see here what I was talking about with the Velux shape and so on. So obviously we haven't got massive amounts of head height, which then kind of restricts the space a little bit, but the client was already aware of that, because we're kind of like on this property, we're in between being perfect for a Velux conversion and perfect for a dormer, so there's like a middle ground in that. But overall, another nice little space added. And clients also incorporated aircon. They've used ball air conditioning, which we actually recommend, but they'd already had them in already to fit that rest of the property already. So funny enough, we ended up working with Ollie as well. So they've got a floor mounted Mitsubishi system installed over there, which looks great. But let's go have a little look at the next space, the gaming room. So walking into this little study room / gaming room that the client was keen to utilise. So the client always wanted a little space just for themselves. So it's not a massive area, it's a cute little space, but they've made to make it work with a nice sized desk in here. Got it all set up for his gaming and some of his work as well. So it's a nice little environment. Also, side little line, I'd never seen this before, but it's actually like a little mosquito kind of net. The idea being is that you can close that down, leave the window open, and it won't let any of the bugs get in of an evening. Never seen that before, but it's quite a little ingenious little thing from Velux. The last thing is the bathroom that we've got here. So it's a fantastic little bathroom. But you know what I was saying about tips and tricks to try and get around it? We had some massive challenges because of the slope, being able to utilise the doors. So what we've had to do is that we've actually put a bifolding door here that you can see to utilise to make it work for the bathroom and to not interfere with any furniture in the loft space. So stood in the ensuite now, or bathroom if you like. What a space. I'm really loving these textured tiles. I hope that shows up on camera because they're really nice and pretty, and I'm loving the black and white feature. It goes really well. But it's another tight space in here, but we've utilised as much as we can, putting a large Velux over the toilet to give it a nice usable space. We've got a nice big shower as well, which is quite a nice size space, and same thing again, I'm loving all the black and white theme. It just looks really on trend. But the main thing that you've probably all been waiting for, let's jump back to the office now, let's talk prices, and we'll give you a little breakdown of everything over here. Hi guys, so back in the office now, and let's do a little breakdown of the costs. I know you guys have been watching on, ready for this, and I get a lot of comments in the questions. Sorry, I get a lot of questions in the comments asking about prices, costs and stuff like that, and we always get the odd one as well going, oh, that you've been able to charge this for that, that's crap, that's expensive, and so on and so forth. But obviously bear in mind, this is all relative to the area and the service that we provide as well. Obviously, naturally, there are cheaper people out there, and there are people that are more expensive than us as well. So it is very much, personal basically. But our company has certain overheads that we need to abide by for the amount of staff and teams and quality of the service that we give, as opposed to a smaller one-man band. And there's no disrespect to anyone else, it's just they don't have the overheads that we have to compete with. But I have on my computer screen the breakdown that I've been working off. So from a customer quotation, effectively what we have is, I've got it broken down into a few different sections. So you've got something called prelims, labour, materials, basically. So over these 3 sections, so officially the prelims, so we've got architectural designs, building control fees, structural calcs, skips. I've got some PPE equipment in there. I've got scaffold, even a Portaloo hire and stuff like that. That comes in at £5,995. That is what we've got there. Like I said, the bulk of that cost would be around the architectural designs. So the plans, permissions, everything along those kind of lines. We've got a total figure of this one of £3,875. So there's a large chunk of the cost of that first section under the design, architectural fees, and even building control fees as well. And not forgetting structural calcs as well. So like I say, each professional, yeah, we have to instruct and obviously have to get paid. Next section is labour. So this comprises of, I've got the fitters labour, second fix carpenters labour, plasterer, plumbing team, and then tiler as well. And we've got a cost of £14,850. So that is what the labour has cost us, or what we're looking to quote for. Sorry, that's what I've quoted for the job. I haven't actually back costed this one, so I don't know how, whether we're over or under on that one. The materials, now this is broke down into multiple stuff. So stills on this project, we've got £3,125. Chipboard flooring, over £700. 3x2 for all the stud works and stuff like that. We've got a number here of 262. Doubling up the rafters, so the allowance for the timber for that is £525. Packers for the stills, what we got there, £187. 4x2, so what we use for all our dwarf walls and all the structural timber and stuff like that, got a total of just under £400. The roof collars, over £300. Floor joist, £800. So it's quite a large chunk of timber in there. Then we've got our Velux windows combined. What we got there, just over £3,000 worth of Velux products on this one. So it's quite a large chunk again there. Stairs, £1,300. Insulation, this is just going through the roof nowadays, so we've got even more on that side of things. So 90mm insulation of allowed £500, 50mm. Sorry, so 50mm is basically how I put it in for the slope, but effectively what that allows for is 100mm between, and then 50mm over the face for all our slopes effectively. So I've got £612 allowance for that. £250 for the middle section, which is 140mm PIR, so it's a larger chunk. Some rock wool, we've got that on there, 30 odd pounds. Plasterboard, so plasterboard again, gone through the roof. So we use the 6x3 boards, pay quite a bit now. Used to be around like £3.30. I think they're just shy of £7 now that we're paying, so now I'm doubled. So same thing again, people understanding cost-wise, people that have been out of the game or not necessarily buying materials recently, you'd be surprised the massive uplift that we're having to deal with nowadays on materials. So plasterboard, I've got just shy of £700 worth of plasterboard. Skirting architraves, £400. Doors to the loft, over £300. Fire doors to the existing, so this is just the actual doors themselves, £812. Fixings, bolts, timber locks, gas nails, stuff like that, £300. Electrics, so on this one we've got an allowance of just over £2,000 for electrics. Plumbing materials, same again, around £1,800 in materials as well. So which gives us a total material cost of £19,578.33. So the total for this build is £40,423.33, plus VAT, which brings it into £48,507.99. So yes, overall, just shy of £50,000 basically, I guess. But like I said, hopefully some people will understand, like when we've just done that breakdown of the individual product costs and stuff like that, there's quite a lot there. Obviously, there's a lot more material costs than there is labour. Then you've got the large chunks of the design stages, structural calcs, building control fees, stuff like that. Obviously this was under something called permit development, this build, so we didn't have planning fees as such, but we applied for something called an unlawful development certificate, which obviously cost money as well to reinforce the fact that we don't need planning. But yeah, overall, another hopefully a useful breakdown of costs. Don't hate me in the comments, just being honest. This is what we charge, this is what we done for this project. Client was left over the moon, obviously with the space and so on and so forth, but yeah, just wanted to give a little breakdown for you. All right, don't forget to hit that bell button and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next video. Enjoy.